Nightline is proudly brought to you by National Mutual. The 2nd of August, 1996.
These very heavy storms are becoming more regular.
Tonight, here we go again. Rainstorms put the north underwater, then head south.
All page vehicles involved in this pursuit.
Ticket to trouble, a lengthy bus chase across the suburbs of Sydney brings chaos and a bloody arrest.
Here's a message from beyond the grave, transcending reality. Please pass.
And here's looking at you. Dylan peers out with more musical wisdom.
This is Nightline with Leanne Malcolm.
Kia ora, good evening. A wet and worrying night across the top of the country. High water is right now lapping across roads and threatening buildings in the Thames area. And in the far north, many farms are underwater. Exactly how serious the damage is won't be known until tomorrow. But homes have been cut off and the bad weather could soon be heading for you. And moving along, a desperate court to rein in the government's horse cull has tonight failed. A judge in Auckland ruled against an urgent hearing on the future of Kaimanawa horses. Opponents claimed it would be against the law.
Lawyers representing DOC and the Kaimanawa Horse Protection Society took their pro and anti-cull arguments to the Planning Tribunal late today. At issue, a section of the Resource Management Act, which opponents of the cull were using as their defence. Section 17 of the Act states that the tribunal can prohibit the commencement of an action likely to be noxious, dangerous, offensive or objectionable to such an extent that it's likely to have an adverse effect on the environment. Today's proceedings were held in private in the chambers of Judge Shepherd, the principal planning tribunal judge. Court action is now the only option available to the anti-cull lobby, which requires an injunction or a court order to stop the cull going ahead. But late this afternoon, a DOC spokesperson said the cull was still going ahead as planned. After more than an hour in chambers, the lawyer for the Kaimanawa Horse Protection Society emerged saying that they'd failed to prevent the cull.
Conduct of the proceedings, it was recognised that there are important and difficult issues involved in which the public is interested. The proceedings deserve not to be rushed, but to be fully considered. The tribunal was not in a position to make an order today.
The department still was wanted to proceed with the cull. It's planned this for some time, and it's all in accordance with the management plan. So it's not a question of the government really being satisfied with it. It's just carrying on with its previous plans.
The Manawatu Wanganui Council has already agreed to DOC burying the horses on 3 sites situated on army training areas near Waiuru. A letter of compliance states the proposed activity is the placing of horse carcasses in a number of large holes. The sites are all located more than 100 metres from the nearest water body. Following the burial, the holes will be filled and landscaped. Despite today's legal failure, critics of the cull still hope it won't go ahead. A vigil and protests are planned by a number of groups who want to see the horses spared. This is Nicole Bremner for Nightline.
And now returning to our top story, and floodwaters are tonight causing problems in the Thames area. It follows a troubling day in the far north.
Roads rendered impassable to all but a hardy few, working against time to move their stock to higher ground. 170 millimetres of rain have fallen on Northland in the last 24 hours. The banks of 2 local rivers have burst, flooding around a dozen riverflat farms and cutting off several homes. Underfoot, already waterlogged soil can't take any more.
We're getting a lot more storms, high volume rainfall in some of the catchment areas, and bearing in mind this has got a big catchment behind us, and but I do believe the storms these very heavy storms are becoming more regular.
And Northland farmers can expect more showers, a few of them heavy, till lunchtime tomorrow. After that, skies should clear, but there's a warning for everyone else. The rain's not going away, it's just moving south. Forecasters are telling people in the Wairarapa, Wellington and the top of the South Island to get their galoshes on tomorrow morning and prepare for a dumping. The reprieve in the far north should last till Tuesday, when rain is expected to arrive again, further frustrating farmers' efforts to find flood-free grasslands for their stock to graze. This is Alistair Wilkinson for Nightline.